I've just worked with so many different people on setting up their medical writing businesses over the years. And I just keep seeing kind of similarities and patterns between people, but also very different mentalities, very different values, very different strengths, and different missions behind the businesses. So I thought it would be cool to kind of like create these archetypes where we can kind of figure out which of them we are, or if we're several of them, what does that mean? And then once we know our type, then I've got little profiles for each of them. And then I've also translated that into what does that mean for your marketing and the kinds of clients that you should be working with, just to be in alignment with those things. Okay, so E is the quiet powerhouse. So these are people who are more internally driven. They really want to just be the go-to person for everything. So the quality of their work is really important. They're very trustworthy. They don't feel the need to be in the spotlight all the time, but they love being the go-to person to provide support. So once they have those established relationships with clients, people are coming to them. They know they can rely on them. They know that they're the best at what they do. They don't have to be like shouting it from the rooftops. People know. So personalized referrals are like really, really exciting for this type of writer because they know that their work is foundational to their client success. That often means that they perform well under pressure as well. But generally they're behind the scenes and they're just like taking on the work, doing a good job, and just being quietly thankful for everything that they have. Could be like more complex types of projects or where the stakes are much higher. Not necessarily, but it's just the persona of the person that they're behind the scenes. And then F is the amplifier. So when you're looking at the world around you, you're seeing all these really inspirational stories and people and research and things that are coming out, and you want to shine a light on other people to help them do better, to help them change the world or help them progress in their mission or make them look good, make them feel good, make them feel appreciated and amplify their voices and their efforts. So you're naturally kind of lifting other people up, and you're feeling pride in yourself by furthering these efforts through particular people who you really admire and who you feel should be at the forefront of the industry, or you think people should be listening to them. You think people should hear what they have to say. The catalyst, they're really going to be aligned with very mission-driven organizations, especially in biotech, pharma, med tech, anything that's highly innovative, because they're all about that. And so working with thought leaders or with startup companies who have ideas that are like really shaping the way the industry is developing, that kind of writing, that kind of communication is going to align really well for the catalyst. Specifically, you want to be thinking about the real world outcomes that the projects are going to have, because this is how you're making the impact that you want to have. So I'm thinking grant proposals, research dissemination, and advocacy campaigns. So yeah, basically the work is driving innovation. You're trying to improve the patient outcomes or the systemic improvement in healthcare. And you're also potentially trying to get different people aligned with the mission that the company is on. So if you have like the medical side of the company, and you have the regulatory side of the company, you have the marketing side of the company, you have the salespeople, you could potentially be getting everyone on the same page for that mission. So there's a lot of written communication that needs to happen so that that can move appropriately. The connector is more about the collaboration side of things. So there are agencies where you're going to be working with a lot of people and organizations that really value collaboration and cross-functional teams. So you want to be looking at places where they do meet regularly. Everyone puts their heads together. They try to bring people from different hierarchies together who have different opinions about things. Companies who have like key opinion leaders who they bring in to work on projects. So for example, like patient advocacy stuff, they might have a key opinion leader in a certain area of medicine, and then they might have patients who they want to bring in to show their side of things. So it's very much like bringing people together, and the ongoing partnership that you have is kind of extended to all the people that you get to work with in their company and all the kind of external people that they bring in. So anytime you get to potentially coordinate multiple people or bring people together to see what the common threads are or the consensus in the message, you'll be really, really good at that to make sure that things flow smoothly and that you don't have people butting heads. I'm going to go through the marketing styles as well. This is like how you would market your medical writing business, how you would attract or obtain new clients. So for the visionary leader, it's really important that they have a voice and that they are building authority in their marketing. So as public as they can be is going to be such a good fit for them. So if they can have a newsletter, that would be amazing. If they can be regularly publishing articles of their own about their own thoughts, their own insights, their own experiences, the more public, the better. Speaking engagements are really good for the visionary leader. Any kind of panel discussions, podcasts, you need to be talking about your expertise and talking about your thoughts and opinions. And this is how you're going to show people what you're capable of. And they will come to you and they will respect you and they will be interested in you. So anytime you have a point of view on something, you want to be demonstrating that through case studies or through commentary that is specific to your niche. It's not about having opinions about everything. It's about having opinions in your niche. And even if that's controversial, that's usually the best way because you're going to be seen, you're going to be heard. People are going to appreciate you. Other people are not going to appreciate you, but those are not the people you want to be attracting anyway. Another part of that could be highlighting the wins that your clients have had, but your thoughts about that. Why did it work well? How did it lead to more recognition for you, for them? It's all kind of channeled from this place of like, I know what I'm doing in this field and I want everybody to hear about it. For the freedom architect, I would say it's more about quality over quantity. So it's much more important that you put a lot of time and thought into what people will see when they come across you. So it's not so much active marketing, it's more passive, I would say. Your LinkedIn profile in particular, your website, like you really have to pay a lot of attention to, does this actually reflect me, what I represent, what I stand for, what kind of experience people will have when they work with me? Because you don't want to be talking to people all the time. You don't want to be marketing all the time. You want to preserve your time and your energy and your autonomy. So you want to be thinking about ways to automate or batch or streamline the way that you do your marketing so that you are not burning out. Because these kind of people, they crave freedom because they don't have as much energy as like the average person. They actually need a lot of time to recuperate and process and kind of get inside themselves and think about what's right for them and what they care about. And they want to be cutting the fat all the time and getting rid of stuff that doesn't really work for them. So there might have to be some initial experimentation to see kind of what kind of marketing feels easier and less of a lift for you. So for example, if you're really good at SEO, you could learn that. You could try to drive traffic that way. If you are good at collaborating with people, you could think about how to cross-pollinate content. So your own content or other people's content where you're tagging the people and then it's reaching more people. So that it's just a more efficient way of doing the marketing. And you also want to think about evergreen content. So things that you write that will never go out of date, that you can always use as a portfolio sample, that you can always point a prospect to, is never going to be irrelevant, which is kind of a whole different way of looking at how your portfolio might be created. So I would say the strategic aspect of the marketing is much more critical than what mediums you use or what approach you use, because it's more about maintaining that freedom. So if it's something you can do on the go, like on your phone while you're on a train or something, that's going to be the best way for you to do it than the people who like genuinely enjoy like spending time on the marketing and like wanting to be seen and all that.